can't do that because I'm not Asian. Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing my May TBR, so that's my May to be read pile. And on a whim, I decided that I was going to do the Asian Readathon. Now, I had kind of a blonde moment when I was thinking about this, and I thought, well, the Asian Readathon, I can't do that because I'm not Asian. I thought that you had to be Asian to do the readathon. Like, legitimately, I had no idea what it was about. I just literally thought that you had to be Asian. But you don't. Good news. So when I finally got around to watching Cindy's video where she explains exactly what the readathon is about and what you need to do, I realized that it is to support Asian authors and, of course, the Asian stories that some Asian authors also tell and their Asian characters, especially during the times that we're in right now where there's a lot of prejudice toward the Asian community. So of course I wanted to join that. That's awesome. And I even have a few books on my TBR that are written by Asian authors, so it was the perfect opportunity to get those read. So there are about 4 or 5 prompts that you can do in the readathon. I'm doing 4 out of 5 and I'm combining 2 of them together, which Cindy explains in her video that you can do that. I'll link all of that information down below so that you guys can access it. If you haven't heard about the readathon and you want to join, there is obviously still time to get your TBRs together. So the bonus prompt, which is the 5th prompt, is actually a read-along for the book called Little Fires Everywhere by Celeste Ng, and she's going to be hosting the read-along this month, and then there's going to be a watch-along for the Hulu TV series, which has been adapted from the book. It was picked up by Reese Witherspoon's book club, and I think Reese Witherspoon's production company also picked it up as a script for the TV show, which Reese also stars in. It obviously is written by Celeste Ng, who is an Asian author, and it is a thriller slash drama about another family who moves into a family's home, and I think that family that has moved in has been hired on as staff, I believe. I'm not 100% sure about the story synopsis. I haven't read too much about it besides the articles and other booktube reviews that I've seen and also the Hulu trailer, so I'm intrigued to read this one because there's been so much hype and even a TV show made about it. And that's going to fulfill my first prompt of the Asian Readathon, which is simply to read a book by an Asian author. The second prompt is to read a book by an Asian author or an Asian character that you can relate to. So for this prompt, I actually have 2 different kind of books that I'm thinking of reading, and we'll see which one I decide upon during my May wrap up. So the first one I'm thinking about is Anna K by Jenny Lee. Now this has been touted as a Gossip Girl-esque twist on the famous Anna Karenina book by Tolstoy. I haven't actually read the classic. I've been meaning to, but I haven't read it, and I've just heard so many good things about Anna K. I think it's come out recently, and I'm in love with Gossip Girl. I've been rewatching it recently, and it's just such a fun drama to kind of get into and get my mind off of everything, and so I'm thinking about getting that one on my Kindle to read. The second option that I have is 7 Deadly Shadows by Courtney Alameda and Vallini Mitanni. Now these are 2 authors, not both of them are Asian, only one is Asian, and that's Vallini Mitanni, and this book focuses around Japanese folklore, and the protagonist of the book finds out that demons have been released, and so she has to enlist death gods to help her, but then there's kind of a secret around the death gods that she doesn't figure out until later, and so it kind of goes into that kind of Japanese folklore that I actually really do enjoy. I am really intrigued by this one. I haven't heard too much about it, and so I think it'll be like a fun thing to dive into and hopefully a gem in the rough. The third prompt is to read a book from a author or character that is different from you, and so for this one I'm gonna do the illustrated version of The Art of War by Sun Tzu. Now I know I was supposed to read this last month for my owls, but I ended up reading a different book for charms with a white cover, and I didn't get to this one, so I'm hoping I get to this one in May for the 3rd prompt in the Asian Readathon. I think it's gonna be really good, really interesting, and it's some good gems of wisdom in here. The 4th prompt, and kind of the reason I discovered that I could do Asian Readathon, is to read a book recommended by another Asian. I don't have a lot of friends in my life that also read as much as I do in real life, but I do watch quite a few Asian YouTubers, and one of them is Books with Chloe. So if you know about her or watch her channel, you'll know that she raves about Wicked Fox by Cat Chow. She loves this book. I think she relates to it a lot because I think it's a Korean-based folklore tale about about a young girl who is actually part Gumiho, which is a 9-tailed fox, and she kind of shapeshifts into this fox and tries to save a boy, but she loses her fox speed, which I think is like her fox soul, and so she has to go on a dangerous quest to find it. I know that there is that kind of shapeshifting folklore, and there's also some heavy romance, and it's also said to be a little bit K-drama-esque, which I am also very here for. I'm all about the kind of Gossip Girl K-drama-esque things next month. I think it's a great way to kind of get my mind off of all the insanity that's going on right now in the world. So I'm super excited about this one. It's been on my TBR for a long time. It's also the fairy loot version with the pink edges, and I am super in love with the way that this looks. It's so cute. It's so aesthetically pleasing. I love having it on my bookshelf just to look at it. I also have 2 more books on my TBR for this month. I'm feeling a little ambitious, and the 5th one is actually Skyward by Brandon Sanderson. Now, Books with Chloe is doing a read-along for this on her channel, I believe, and Skyward was chosen, which I'm excited about, so I'm deciding to participate this month. I don't always participate in the read-alongs that she does every month, but since I have Skyward and I've been dying to read a novel by Brandon Sanderson, I decided to pick this one up and read it. I also heard that this is a good book if you want to get your feet wet with sci-fi, and I think it'll be a good start for me. The last book on my TBR this month is actually Throne of Glass by Sarah J. Maas. Now, last month for my owls, I read Assassin's Blade, and so this is the first in the series. Assassin's Blade is the prequel to the series, and I think everyone on BookTube pretty much knows what this one's about, so I'm not going to go too in depth with it, but I am dying to read this series. I've just heard so many good things, and I kind of want to see if the hype is real. So that's it for my May TBR. I will link everything down below for the Asian Readathon. Cindy has some really helpful links in Google Docs where you can find books recommended and an explanation of all the prompts. I'll also link her video down below because there she kind of explains how you can get access to accessible books if you don't have the means right now to purchase books that you might want to read. And she also explains how to combine prompts so that you don't feel overwhelmed and like you have to do all of the prompts. You can literally read just one book this entire month, and if it's written by an Asian author, then you've basically fulfilled the prompts for the Asian Readathon, and she goes into a great way of explaining how that can be done in her video, so I'll link that down below. I'll also link Books with Chloe's channel down below. If you haven't watched her videos yet, she is amazing and really popular on BookTube these days. So if you liked this video, please check out my other videos, and please subscribe and click the like button because that really helps support my channel, and I'll be making more content for you guys, so stay tuned for that. Thank you.